Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. This evening, how do you like my attire? I'm really speaking out for Africa, the whole of Africa. This I'm wearing with pride with Africa. The cap on my head is for Yoruba Nation, a much long held vision of a free Africa with all Yorubas having their own kingdom and others as well. But that's in the future. Immediate present, we need to unite as Africans first and foremost and be able to give life back to the kingdoms of our ancestors on the African soil with the great kingdoms of the Mali Empire, the Songhai Empire, the Oyo Empire, the Dahomey, and all of this, the the Ghana Empire, and all of these empires that we had, bring it to life as Africans. We can and must do this. We need to unite first and foremost. Now, before we go too far ahead, I want you to listen to Ibrahim Traoré, the youth leader. He's the youngest leader that we have in Africa right now. The message is inspiring. He said this message when he was at the meeting in Russia. Now, one of the things I like to say is, over time, we need to start making sure that anybody that wants to have anything to do with Africa will have to come and discuss with Africa. We're not going to be, we would need to take this mindset that whereby we are going to be going to discuss African issues outside of Africa. We need to put a stop to all of that. We need to discuss African issues in Africa. And the minute they take us out of Africa, we forget that the issue is about Africa and how Africans can benefit from the resources. So we will discuss our issues. If they want to discuss about doing trade with us, yes, they're welcome, but it's going to be on our terms. And that's why our unity is so important. When we go cap in hand, or go all of us as a group to go to Russia, or we go to America, or we go to other places, they are controlling what we are doing. We need to have, Africa is the richest continent in the world. 30% of the world resources are in Africa, and they are looting it by the day. And it is time we, the citizens, with the people of Africa, come together. I want you to listen to the inspiring words of this young man here, Ibrahim Traoré. Listen to his words, listen intently, and listen to the bit where he's talking about that people dying in the sea and not going there anymore, but going to the palaces on our land. It's a very powerful message. I want you to listen. Listen intently. Let's go. Here we go.
Gloire à nos peuples, dignité à nos peuples, victoire à nos peuples. La patrie ou la mort, nous vaincrons.
One more time.
I would like to apologize in advance to the elders, which I might offend with what I'm about to say. I've been tasked by my generation to inform you of the following. They are forced to take to the sea to reach Europe, and they die in the ocean. But that from now on they will not go drown to their death. They will come to our palaces instead to demand their daily bread. As for Burkina Faso, we have been faced for the past 8 years with the most barbaric and violent form of neocolonialism and imperialism. But I would like to finish by saying that we must pay tribute to our people who fight and struggle.
Gloire à nos peuples, dignité à nos peuples, victoire à nos peuples. La patrie ou la mort, nous vaincrons.
So, that message is very, very powerful. Victory, and very inspiring. Very inspiring. And I really want us as Africans, the youth of Africa, if you want to be a leader, the man right in this picture right here, that's the man. He speaks about Africa from here. We need those young leaders to stand up in Africa. The time has come. Our resources are being looted by those who oppressed our own ancestors. And they've handed the same oppression onto their own people to continue to oppress us as we speak in our own land in Africa. We need to make sure. I'm not interested in going to disrupt anything in Europe. In fact, if anybody get involved in it, I have nothing to do with that. I'm not interested in that. And they have every right to protect Europe. And Joseph Borrell said Europe is their garden. Fine, be the garden. But stop coming to our own land and looting from us and pretend it didn't happen. And then blame us for the problems you created. And tell us, oh, we are this, we are that, and call us names whilst you're looting our resources. You can't have it both ways. You can't. That is what we must reject. So, what I'm saying now as Africans, this young man here is an inspiring young man. I see 10 Thomas Sankara in him. And there are others coming as well. Goita, Dumbaye, the General Chan, we're still looking at the guy in Gabon. It's interesting. Let's see what happens. Africa must be free from the colonial grasp. The colonials are using all manner financial systems, economic systems, religious systems, psychological systems. Africa is under constant psychological attack, constant 24/7, relentless, because of the fact of that we have the resources that many others don't have and they want. And we don't mind that you can have some of what we have in Africa. You can have some of it, but not at our expense, not at the expense of our people. And that is the problem. So this young man here is ever so inspiring. It's so inspiring, and it's great to see. And I think we should all support Ibrahim Traoré. Like I said, I see Muammar Gaddafi in him. I see Sekou Touré in him. I see Patrice Lumumba in him. These are all great people who stood for his people, to their people. And we need to support people like this speaking for their citizens. Because, like I said, Europe says nothing when they know full well that it is their remorseless extraction of African resources and paying peanuts for it is what is driving our youth out of Africa, dying in the Mediterranean and trying to get into Europe. But they look the other way. The Italian Prime Minister has exposed what the French are doing, but still the UN looks as though they don't know. Congo is there. We know what the US are doing with the cobalt, with the lithium and everything else that's there, and the diamond and everything else. And closer home in Nigeria, we know $9 billion worth of gold a year is being carted off from many places in Africa, in Nigeria. And the people who those resources belong to don't see a penny of it because of some puppet leaders. Because of some puppet leaders that we have in Africa. And it is time that Africans, we need to work together, unite, support the likes of this young man, Goita in Mali, Dumbaye in Guinea, Chani in Niger, and Nguema, I think it's called, or something, I'm not quite sure, the name, in Gabon. And we need more Africans to speak up. Please hear me well. I am not in any way saying for anybody to go and disrupt US or Europe or Russia or China. No, none of our business. Our people must be our focus. They put their people first. We must put ourselves first in our land. We must. This young man is showing us the way. The rest of us, let us get behind him. Let us support him. Let us look at leaders who will stand for their people, come what may, and protect them, and stand up and speak truth to power. Africa has suffered long enough. And this time around, we know what we must do in Africa. For the coming generation, we cannot allow them to be enslaved. If Africa is not free, the whole world is not free. Even those who are carrying out this oppression don't realize it. If Africa is not free, the whole world is not free. They see what we have in Africa and they want it. And the sad thing is they can have some of it, but they want all of it. And they want to keep Africa oppressed. Whereas the greatness, the civilization of this earth was birthed by Africa for the rest of the world. Bar none. That's the reality. That is the reality. So please, let us get behind Ibrahim Traoré. Please, many African leaders, we are calling on you. Do not go outside of the continent to solve your problems. If you go there, you are giving opportunities for others to weaken you, to keep it divided. You must solve your problems within Africa. We need to solve our problems within Africa. There's no solutions outside. It's a way to take our mind off what is really happening and allow those who want to continue to exploit us to keep us divided. We must unite, first thing first. Our unity is non-negotiable. Please, let's get behind Ibrahim Traoré and other African leaders speaking up for their people, pushing out the colonials, rightly so, from their land, who are looting and not prepared to pay. Africa must be ready to do good business to our own advantage, selling our resources on our own terms. But we need to build those systems from scratch within Africa. It must be built from scratch within Africa. So, please, let's get behind Ibrahim Traoré. He is a true warrior, a true champion, a true African hero in the mold of Gaddafi, in the mold of Thomas Sankara, in the mold of Patrice Lumumba. I could go on. Steve Biko, in the mold of those people who are prepared to put their lives on the line for their people. Because they know what Africa has gone through for over 500 years. The Berlin Conference of the 1885 conference is still impacting Africa till today. Our resources have been sucked out of Africa, left, right, and center. Our currencies are worthless, and yet we are the most resource endowed in the entire world, and they say we are poverty-stricken. Bare, pure lies. Pure lies. Take it from me. These are pure lies. Let's get behind Ibrahim Traoré. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. As you get this broadcast, please do share, and share. This is a message to all Africans within African soil. Please, we need to unite. If we remain divided, those who are exploiting our resources for free and oppressing us will continue. Our unity will put a stop to all of that, period. All we need to do is to unite in Africa. We have been divided for far too long, and it has cost many lives of our unborn generation and those the young ones. I know of people that have died in the Mediterranean Sea. I know what I'm talking about. I know of many people who have died on hunger in a land of plenty, where people flying with planes. As we speak in Africa right now, there are plane. Landing strips. There are landing strips all over Africa where African resources are being flown out of Africa day and night by colonials, paying nothing for it at the expense of the people to whom those resources belong, and we're not getting a penny. And then the same people who are looting will tell us, oh, we are poor. We need to fix our mindset. Get your minds out of those churches and those goddamn mosques. Like Fela said, get your minds out of those goddamn mosques and those churches. They are there to deceive and to trick you. African, know thyself. African, know thyself. African, know thyself. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. If this resonates with you as an African, please do share this message. We need to support Ibrahim Traoré. Thank you very much. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe, share, and please give us thumbs up, hit the notification button. Please let it reach as many people as possible. We support great heroes, great man like this, Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso, Goita of Mali, Dombaye of Guinea, Chiani of Niger, and I think Nguenu, I'm not quite sure. Please forgive me, I'm not saying that right, of Gabon. And we need to make sure that more and more of our leaders begin to speak and connect with their people. Because too many of the puppets speak for their pockets rather than for the people that they're meant to serve in Africa. That's the plain fact. Because in the end, whilst they're fixing their pockets, they are allowing the colonials to take our resources and impoverish our people. And then they will put on papers, Africa is poor. Lies. If Africa is poor, what are they doing in Africa then? Why are they insistent not to leave? As we speak, France doesn't want to leave Niger. They want to remain in Niger because why? They want that uranium for free. They want that uranium for free. And that is not acceptable, no longer. Please share this broadcast. You are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. If this resonates with you, all you have to do is to share it. Wake up each and every African. The task before us is for us all. Not for one person, not for two, us all. We need to get behind the likes of Ibrahim Traoré, Goita of Mali, Dumbaye of Guinea, Tiani of Niger, and I think Ngueno, if I'm correct, please forgive me, of Gabon. And there's many more waiting in the wing to step up and stand up for their people. We need to support them. We have to build a better future for the coming generations of Africans by supporting great leaders like Ibrahim Traoré. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. If this resonates with you, please share. Thank you, and bye for now. Thank you.